This podcast was produced on the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation.
Welcome to Australia.
Aussie.
This is kind of tragic.
Someone who is such a connoisseur of reality television.
The content is hideous.
So sorry about this. Oh my God.
Welcome back to The Christmas is Real, the podcast that cringes along with Australian reality TV and pop culture at large. I'm Sam Crimmy, and ho, no, we didn't do a two-part Christmas special with heartthrob of the holidays, Paul Mizzi. Finding Mr. Christmas is a Hallmark original production, and you can watch all of season 1 now on Hallmark Plus or Prime. Hey, Paul Mizzi.
Hey Sam, how you going?
I'm good. Welcome back to The Christmas is Real. How are you going? Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'm in the spirit. Yeah.
You look incredible.
Love Christmas. Thank you. Got my little Santa hat on. I'm a Christmas girly. Definitely.
You are?
Yeah.
Stunning. What kind of shit do you get up to this time of year?
Well, I mean, I was a bit triggered in your last episode because you went on a tirade against Disney gays. But like all my Disney decorations are like Disney themed.
And I'll do it again.
So yeah, this is when I like let that side of me come out. I'm not like a 24/7 like 365 day Disney gay, but
Christmas
like
gay.
Yeah. But yeah, like Christmas is when I let my Disney gay come out. So
well, that's good. I can play the role of sassy gay Grinch that hates Christmas. But I will admit, this show that we're about to talk about today, Hallmark's Finding Mr. Christmas, it did find a way to melt even my icy cold heart. So
oh, wow. So all it takes is a bunch of hot guys and you suddenly like Christmas.
Yeah. Something about the aesthetic of the house and the whole show, which is practically a softcore porn, got me really into the Christmas spirit. I don't know why.
Yeah. I have to study that.
Yeah. Before we get into that, though, what's got you cringing?
Well, I have a feeling it might be something that's making you cringe as well, because I know we've both been watching it, but Aussie Shore.
Oh, boy. Shall we talk about it?
I think so. Yeah, I have been waiting to talk to you about this show because I've been obsessed. And, well, I started off obsessed.
Yeah.
I think it kind of waned a bit by the end. It had a lot of potential at the beginning.
Sure did. The first few episodes, I was like, this is groundbreaking television. Mm-hmm. Particularly when we had the scene, the barbecue shape scene. That was amazing. So for the uninitiated, one sort of beefcakey OnlyFans guy is like on the top bunk, while on the bottom bunk, two of the other cast members who are also male are like sucking each other's dicks, while the guy on the top bunk is just trying to eat shapes. And it was everything.
Yes, it was an amazing scene. I mean, I think we have to clarify, they weren't sucking each other's dicks. One was giving a reluctant blowjob to the other.
True.
He was like, fine.
Important distinction.
Shut him up. Yeah. If it would shut him up, I'll let him suck my dick just so he can leave me alone.
And it was after they had invited some other gay back from Gilligan's to the house and then was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I'm going to upgrade and send you home so I can hook up with this other guy. That was like fucking iconic.
Yeah. He only invited the guy over to manipulate the other guy into letting him suck his dick. It's like, and that's a snapshot of this show. Everyone is toxic. Everyone is terrible. But that's why it's so entertaining.
I did love though. So when they announced they were reviving the truly dead format of Jersey Shore, Geordie Shore to Aussie Shore, I was like, really? What in 2024 had the Paramount Plus team think that was a good idea. Do you know what I mean? That was my initial thought.
Yeah.
Then when I was watching it, I was like, okay, this cast is actually really cunt. Like,
Yeah.
as much as I was all ready to hate them, I couldn't, because so many of them were just like young, sex positive people having a good time. And who am I to take away that joy? So that part was fun. But then, of course, they did start to get a little bit petty.
Yes. They went into the house all guns blazing, like, we love fucking, we're just gonna fuck whatever.
We're just
like,
gonna fuck. I don't even care.
Yeah, we don't care about relationships. And then by the end of the season, they became like pathetic.
I'm looking at you, Lily.
And,
Lily talked big game. She's like, I don't even care. I'm hot. I want to fuck. And then she was literally like trying to tie that dick down. And that dick was like, that's not going to happen.
But the saddest part is that she ended up wearing him down and he ended up relenting. Like, beautiful. He was like, I'm just here to have fun. Tom. And by the end, he was like tied to her. It was sad to watch.
You just know Tom knows how to fuck.
Yeah. And, you know, the show definitely showed that. We got to see a bit of the under the cover...
the Doona dancing
around, Doona dancing, and
it,
he looked like he was definitely agile.
He was getting into it. Let's talk about this cast. So Katya is 23. She's from Melbourne. Her little tagline was, "I've got my rig out and I'm ready to launch."
And she did get that rig out. I haven't seen somebody's titties that much. I can't even remember when. I know them intimately now.
The rig was rigging. If I had those tits, they would be permanently out. Yeah.
Her grandma paid for that boob job, apparently. So
she did. I like that they went for the like WOG angle with this casting a little bit. So she's like the kind of girl that you'll meet out at like a beach club in Bali and you'll just end up just like having so many ciggies with her, like in the pool. And she'd just be like, "Oh, you gay guys. Oh, fuck yeah." like I feel like I've met this bitch and I'm into it.
Yeah, she was... The thing is with her though as well is like she's another one that like came in, she's like, I'm going to fuck everything. And then what she would do is get blind drunk every night and then gorge herself. And she has stomach issues. So she would like eat like an entire jar of peanut butter and then be on the toilet shitting all night. And it would like self-sabotage her chance of fucking anyone the entire season. And it was just like a constant loop of doing that over and over and over again. So
did she ever fuck? She because she had this romance with Con. So Con is 27 from Sydney. His tagline is "Step on my toes, I'll stomp on yours." And he was like, I was so here for Con at the start. I was like, this is a man that I am very excited to see on this show. And then he he like tried to fuck on the first night and like couldn't get it up and then never fucked again.
Yeah. His trajectory was so sad to watch because he came in like that overconfident WOG guy. We all know this guy. And like, you know, every word he says, he has to like move his arms out and like he's like just, you know, that.
Totally.
And like, and then like there's a pause in between like every sentence I say. And yeah, there was just like such a bravado. He has erectile dysfunction, which, you know, it can happen to anyone.
It happens to all of us, especially the amount of drinks they consumed on this show. I'm surprised. No one didn't fucking like die of alcohol poisoning, but that's the worst that happened.
But I just felt like he needed a redemption. He needed to at least fuck one thing. Like there was one episode where it was like he told someone that he had an erection at that moment to kind of prove that it could still happen, I guess.
That's right. We did see erect pain as proof.
Yeah. But I hope for his sake there's a season 2 just so he can fuck someone and not have the reputation as the
Do
guy
you
that
think
couldn't get it
there-
up on reality TV.
Yeah. Do you think there will be a season 2? I'm so on the
I
fence
don't
about
think
that.
so. I think the thing is that Paramount Plus doesn't have much going, so it might actually be in their favor that like they don't have enough content, so they might just greenlight another season.
Could warm up. Then we had Cooper. Cooper Black, who's 27 from the Gold Coast. Can't believe he's 27. He looks much older. And he said, turn that music up and watch me dance. And I got to say, for someone that looks quite exciting, he was very boring on this show.
Yeah, I think he had too much dignity for the show, which is a problem.
Which is funny because he's like our OnlyFans creator.
Yeah, is he? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen the content?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is it worth seeing? Is it worth a sub?
Yeah. It's all right.
Oh,
Not
okay.
worth the sub,
Oh, I'll
but
have to-
it's worth
Not worth a sub.
a forum sleuth.
All right, I'll have to check it out. But he just seemed like a nice person. Like he seemed like very
he seemed really
supportive of
chill.
everyone, and he was like the responsible one in the group. I feel. So,
I want to get stoned with him and just sit around. I don't know.
He looks like he gives really good hugs. I think.
Yeah.
I think I just want to give him a hug.
He looks so fuckable,
But probably-
but no one got in there.
Yeah. Maybe he's so intimidating because like he's just
True.
so like roided up, giant. Like he can't. You know those people that are so muscly they can't move properly. That's him, and he's like covered in tattoos head to toe. So maybe it was just a bit too much, but
Maybe. Then we had Gabby, who I don't know if you remember Gabby. She was 22 from Adelaide and she couldn't handle it. She was there for like one night. And she's like, I thought I was a fun slut, but these guys are like too fun and too slutty for me. And she like left.
yeah, I related a lot with her. When she's like, "This is just too much. These people are awful, and I need to leave," and she just left.
Props to her. I'm glad she didn't like put us
yeah.
through the agony of having her there hating it kind of thing.
Yeah, because there was definitely. I'm sure we'll talk about it, but there was definitely another character on this show that was that. So.
Well, next is Jada, who is 22 from Sydney, and she says, I do use my tits to an advantage. These lines are so good. Jada looked permanently out of it. Like she was always like, oh yeah, it looks like she's just woken up at all times.
And she couldn't talk like I couldn't understand 90% of what she was saying.
No.
We find out right at the end that she has like this super tragic backstory, and it turned me around on her. I wish they told us that at the beginning because it would have had that context. But the other thing with Jada,
it was a sucker punch that last episode. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, fuck.
yeah. But the thing is with Jada, she looked completely different in every episode. So when she like rocked up, she had this like mug, like it was more than a drag queen would put on their face. And but then she'd go from like that to nothing, and then she had this other look that she'd do, and like they literally made her look like a different human being in every episode, which was wild. The power of makeup.
I was getting very confused, like between her and Katia at times, depending on who had which makeup on. Yeah, I was not keeping up. Next is Kyle, 25 from Brisbane. And look, everyone needs a Kyle in their life.
Disagree.
Oh, I really liked Kyle. I don't know. Kyle is giving aggressively like regional homosexual energy. You know, when you meet like a country gay and they're just like, like, yeah, like I'm gay, but like no one's even got a fucking problem with it. And they like hang out with all the straights. I don't know. He was giving that guy. And I like that guy. I don't know. Like he was carrying the show in parts, I thought.
Look, I think Aussie Shore needs a Kyle. I don't think my life needs a Kyle.
Oh,
is what I'm saying.
I don't need one in my life permanently, but I'd have a fun night out with Kyle.
Yeah.
What was with the chin implant? He
Is-
told us
is
about
that
it.
like a,
Yeah, he told us about it in
I
the first
missed that.
episode. He was like, "Oh yeah, I've had like a
Oh.
chin job," and I was like, "Okay."
Throughout the season, he has this awful mullet, and then in the confessionals, they must have filmed it afterwards. He's gotten rid of it, and he looks 1,000% better.
Yeah, he did look cute without the mullet for sure.
Yeah, he was doing himself a dirty with the mullet.
I'm just glad he. In what other Australian reality show do gay people have sex on TV? Like none. So I'm very proud of Kyle for being like, no, I'm going on a show about sex and I'm going to fucking have some gay sex on this television show. So for that, Kyle, I thank you for your service.
I just wish it was more than one blowjob, but
Hey, it was more than a lot of the people got in that house.
Yeah, yeah.
They all talked big.
Yeah.
Lexi is next. She's 23 from the Gold Coast, and she says, "Look, I came out my mum's vagina having a party," which is the best line.
There's a charm to someone being on a reality TV show and being apologetically themselves and not giving a fuck. But the amount that she burped and farted and queefed, it actually was foul. It was foul.
She's
sorry.
setting back the movement. I died when we had, because I was so into her. And then, it all just turned because she was just walking around the house being like, hey, she was just like putting her like pussy farts on everyone. And then that cut to Tom's face being like, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake. Like, no shag pad for you tonight, honey. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about self-sabotage. Like, imagine queefing so much on purpose that you destroy your chances of fucking the guy you want to fuck. And then, then when she gets upset about it afterward and she's crying, it's like, you did this yourself. How could you think that was a good idea, queefing on everyone in the house?
I know. Lily is next. She's 21, also from the Gold Coast. Surprise, surprise. And she says, I'm the queen because I'm the hottest in Cairns.
This was, sorry, did you say Lily?
Lily, yeah.
Yeah, Lily, I got toxic vibes off straight away. I know this girl. I've worked with this girl. I've been around this girl and like a million times. And I knew everything she was saying was absolute bullshit from the start. But she's like, I don't give a fuck.
She's very young.
I'm just here to have fun. Yeah. She's 21 and in her mind, she probably thinks she's the most mature. I've got it all together. I know everything. And she knows nothing. And she was an emotional wreck. And I don't know, she kind of made the season less fun in a way because she forced the show into focusing on this love triangle, which was
wasn't
totally
even real.
Nonsensical.
Yeah, it wasn't
totally
good enough.
Nonsensical.
Yeah. And she was the only person that was like particularly invested in the love triangle. I think Tom and Lexi were just kind of like literally just wanting to fuck, but then she put the feelings, energy out there, but they weren't genuine. I think it was a pick me situation. I think it could have, anyone could have been there and she would have done a pick me thing.
Yeah. And the way that she like zeroed in on, like Lexi literally was like, went up to Lily. It's like, I won't approach Tom if you're uncomfortable with it. I'm only going to do it because you said that you're fine with it. Lily's like, yeah, I'm fine with it. Then Lexi does it. Lily hates her for it and then fucking bullies her. She's going around the house telling people like all these awful things about her and like literally telling them to like treat her badly. It was like, I know it's reality TV and it's edited in a certain way and it might have not gone down in this way, but the way it was presented to us was toxic as fuck.
Mm-hmm. but they're not even not toxic in a way that was super compelling, entertaining. It kind of just fizzled and flopped, unfortunately. Because if it erupted in some iconic fight, fuck yeah, that would have been great. But it literally was just like, I'm kind of still interested in this guy, but then no one. The plane didn't land for me with that drama. Monarchy's was something like, what was his line? It was like, I can be a little bit of a shit stirrer, which was Monarchy shit stirrer. I think Monarchy did shit stir a little bit, actually.
I think he 100% did. I think he was like looking for drama and conflict and creating it out of nothing. I actually think he was low-key as toxic as like Lily. I think they were the two most toxic people in the house. And he did it in a way, he did it with a smile to make you think that he wasn't doing anything bad, but he was actually just stirring the pot for no reason. Like, I think, was it one of the episodes, which one of the characters brought home someone from Gilligan's, and then he made it his mission to destroy it. Yeah, Con did.
He cock-blocked Con by being like, what do you say? I don't know, something about how Con's actually not into you, he's into this other person or something. I don't know. And then the girl just left.
It's like, who gives a fuck? It's a hookup from a nightclub. Let him fuck her.
Let him have it. I know. We all wanted
to
it.
Fuck.
I wanted to see it. Fucking hell. I mean, look, I do love the bisexual representation, though. Props for that. I don't think we get enough of that on our screen, so that was a tick. And yeah, he did cause drama, so that was fun. But also, I wanted more from Monarchy.
Yeah, and I just do feel like, one of the unfortunately bad kind of stereotypes that's put on bisexual people is that they're kind of toxic and manipulative. So it would have been nice to have like a bi person that wasn't that. Would have been great.
Nardos for me is giving my spirit animal of 2024, which is my dream job is no job. So she was there for the free drinks.
Nardos was awful. She was a wet blanket. I hated Nardos, and I was so glad. I loved how she just left with no fanfare. She just left in the night. They're like,
the show was like,
went back to her home planet.
The producers were like, you are not getting a farewell party, Nardos. You can get the fuck out of here. She would have been like, oh, can I stay at a hotel? And they would have been like, no, get on the plane.
Yeah.
Go back to your parents. Oh, she's like, my parents just pay for everything. I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah. She seemed like an awful person through and through. Privileged upbringing, doesn't know struggle, was just lazy and a slob. And like, I'm sorry, again, this is what we presented on the show. Maybe she's a wonderful person when not edited by Paramount Plus, but this version of her was awful.
Nah, I liked your first conclusion that she's horrible. Tom from 24 from Melbourne. I'm a little bit of a sly fox. Yes, you are, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, but he was just upfront. He told everyone he's there to have fun. He wants to fuck. He likes fucking. He
said, I want to fuck. Do not even think about tying this down because I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And God, he was so cute.
Maybe he's a straight sly fox, but just a regular. If he was a gay, he'd just be one of us.
He needs to be a gay because we would just be like, girl, we get it. I liked when he got his penis caught. When he got his penis stuck in like a sock or he stuck something on his dick. That was a highlight.
Yeah. And I mean, we got so much tits in this show, uncensored.
Could have had a dick. And
they always censored Tom's dick because he always had it out. He was naked. He always had it out.
We had his butt. He had a cute little butt. We got a lot of that.
Yeah. Look, if they are going to do a season 2, I implore Paramount Plus, show us some cock, please.
Please. Callum Hole. his actual name is Callum Hull. Uh, where did this person come from? Like, he was on another
He's a Love
show?
Island person. Yeah, he was on 3
UK?
seasons of Love Island. No, Australia.
Okay. Oh,
And
okay.
so he was on like Love Island and then the like Love Island Games or something like that. It's like a spin-off of Love Island. Yeah.
See, there's this brand of UK reality celeb that they're all interchangeable and they're all exactly like Callum Hull. And I think I'm like allergic to it. It's not for me. This is why I don't watch. Like people love Love Island UK and stuff. I just can't do it because they're all like this guy. They're all like, oh, yeah, geezer.
Yeah.
And I just was so repulsed by him.
And they've all got the same veneers. They've all got the same lip filler.
Waxed.
They've all
pubes.
over-threaded their eyebrows. Like, it's exactly the same. Every single one. Yeah. But, like girls love it. Love that look, I guess. Like, Lexi is obsessed. And they're all kind of obsessed, including Con. Con is, like, in love with him.
They were all, like, blinded by this, like, star power. And I was like, sorry?
Yeah. It's
I thought
funny
he was
how in this world he's a celebrity. Like they were treating him like he's a big deal. It's like no one outside of this show knows who this guy is. Nobody.
He was fucking within like minutes of being in the house.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But he had game. Like he knew how to lock it down. Like Con thinks he has game, but he does not have game. This guy has game.
It was a bit different though. Like he walked in the house pretty much like the last episode and they were all like blinded by his celeb status and then he just was like, I want to fuck that one. And then it just happened. So I don't know. It was hard to watch. And then they tried to like make it a thing. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I love how all the other girls in the house were like trying to sabotage it because they're like, oh, Lexi, it's not going to be a serious relationship. He's just using you. It's like, yes. This is the point. Like, you're all there to just fuck for a couple of days and then go your separate ways. Like, it's not a bad thing. Were you affected by the scene where he almost died?
Oh,
and had to be taken away in the ambulance?
I forgot about that. I think he put that on. He was like, I'm done. I want to leave. I don't want to be in this villa. That was weird. Yeah,
his heart was feeling weird and then they had to get him away.
Probably all that fucking rack he was doing. Like, Jesus. Yeah. Well, I'm never going to get that time back, Paul. But look, if there is a season 2, I will watch it because I'm a fucking
100%
for punishment.
Yeah. And it like there is a certain pleasure to the show. It makes you feel better about your own life watching it, which I appreciated.
Did you think Charlotte needed to be there?
It was very weird. The whole, like, I think they were pushing this, like, I'm your boss and you're my employees, and I didn't get that storyline at all. I think she's a fun TV presence. I don't mind her being there, but yeah, she was quite unnecessary.
She was. Yeah, they tried to make it almost Simple Life-esque in like, oh, you've got to do all these, like, shitty jobs and, like, make it fun, but didn't quite work.
There was some good moments in the jobs though. I did like when they went to the retirement home and Katya's boobs fell out. Amazing. And when they went to the football club and had to paint the logo on the side of the wall and they drew a giant dick instead. That made me laugh.
Was fun.
So yeah.
Well, from one softcore porn to another, should we get into the reason for the season? Finding Mr. Christmas, Part 1.
I'm so excited.
Are you ready for this? So today...
I am so ready.
We will be discussing the first 4 episodes of Finding Mr. Christmas, which is a Hallmark original production. Holy shit, was I not ready for how good this was going to be? I was like, oh yeah, that looks fun. Whack it on. This is essential viewing. If you have not seen this yet, stop listening to this right now. Go on whatever, find this show. I believe it's on Prime in Australia.
No,
watch it
it's
all.
on the
It's
Hallmark.
not.
Hallmark. It's on Hallmark's streaming service.
Yeah, it's on that, but I believe
Hallmark.
it's also on Prime from a quick Google.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Don't quote me if that's, I don't know, I can't keep up with this geopolitics of where content exists. You can figure that out.
Yeah.
So, high level thoughts. These men looked like they came out of like a Corbin Fisher casting situation.
Absolutely. This Sean Cody energy. The cabin that they're living in, I've definitely seen a Sean Cody video set in a similar cabin. So
the mugs, I love they were always holding like Christmassy mugs full of probably nothing, but they were like mimicking hot cocoa. The whole aesthetic was amazing.
Yeah, the aesthetic of the show, I'm very curious to know, like, did they supply a wardrobe to each guy so that he would fit in the Christmas aesthetic? Like,
absolutely.
Was there like, and were the things like you're always holding a cup or a mug of hot chocolate? It's like, were those things mandated?
Oh yeah, you could make another reality show about them making this show, and it would be incredible because there was so much that went into it. Like, this budget is huge on this show. Like, don't get it twisted. This is not a cheap show. Mm-hmm. You know, they've got that Hallmark fucking gift card money. Those cards cost 5 cents to print, and they're selling them for $12, and they have been for some time. So don't get it twisted. This is incredible. How has it taken them this long to do this?
Yeah, 100%. It seems like a no-brainer in hindsight. But whoever decided to greenlight this, like, kudos. You deserve a raise this Christmas.
It's also, it works so well because I feel like, you know, we're going through a global financial crisis. The cost of living is tough. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of work out there for actors. So this takes the casting couch to a whole new place of just like absolute desperation that really quite tickled my sadistic, like, tendencies.
Yeah. And I think like how serious everyone in this cast is taking like the opportunity. Like, there's one episode where one of the guys is like, I wanted to prove that I was the best actor in the world. It's like you're on a reality show trying to choose the next lead of a Hallmark movie. Like, how many Hallmark movie like main actors have transitioned to giant careers? I can only think of
zero.
Like one.
Who?
What, the guy that was like the romantic lead in Bros? He was a Hallmark
that guy.
star
Yeah,
before.
he was. Yeah, he's very hot, and
very hot. But other than that, I can't think of any. I can think of a lot of people that have transitioned down into Hallmark,
like Jonathan
the
Bennett,
way
the host of this show.
Yeah, exactly. Or Lacey Chabert, and all these kind of like, you know, 90s stars that have become Hallmark stars. But I think like everyone in Full House has become a Hallmark star now.
If the Hallmark Kool-Aid was on offer through this show, fucking sign me up. I literally drank it. I was like, do you know what? I love the Hallmark universe now. I'm so in, because it's like not my thing at all. But there's something about the like forced sincerity of it all that they just are so dedicated to. The heart, when they bring up heart, oh my God, Paul, I was dying when it was like, oh, but you got to have heart and integrity and all the things that a Hallmark man has. I was like, this is the new charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because this show pretty much wholesale rips off the format of RuPaul's Drag Race. It is Drag Race. The mini challenge, the main challenge.
The maxi. And that's how I'll be referring to it today. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the elimination ceremony. It's all exactly the same.
All right. Let's get into it. Episode 1 is called The Hunt for Mr. Christmas. We're introduced to this format. So basically, the prize is the leading role in a brand new Hallmark Christmas movie that I'm assuming is going to drop like right after this show finishes. I at least hope so.
I'm guessing it will be like season finale and then they'll immediately show. Yeah.
So we'll have to fucking watch that as well then, won't we? Damn. I mean,
Oh,
not damn. It's going to be
100%.
amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait. So you never watch these kind of Hallmark movies
oh,
normally, or
I have seen them. Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I'm more of I love like a Lindsay Lohan Christmas
Oh, yeah,
movie.
100%.
Like, give me that. But
Yeah.
they're more like Netflix, aren't they? I don't think I've like specifically gone and sought out a Hallmark Christmas movie. I have seen them before.
Now that they're doing gay ones, I do seek them out. Like Jonathan Bennett was in one. I mean, it was terrible, but like it's nice. It's nice.
The way that Hallmark is dipping a toe into queer content, like I'm so obsessed with this, and this show is like the gateway drug. So first up, we meet Parker, who is incredibly good looking. And did you know, Paul, he has a son? He's a dad.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
He mentions it straight off the bat and in every confessional throughout. And he's a model and an actual daddy. And I love every time he speaks, we get montages of hot, thirsty pics of Parker. And fuck, he's hot.
Yeah, he's a good-looking man, but so boring.
Very boring.
So boring.
He's got the look. He has got such a Hallmark look as well because he's hot in the most boring possible way. He's done some underwear modeling, that kind of thing.
And he's 39 and they treat him like he's elderly, which...
Yeah, well, he is. In the Hallmark universe, that's grandpa. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, this is my last chance if I don't do this.
He says he's starting all the way from the bottom again with acting because, you know, he's like reached the pinnacle of his modeling career, but starting again with acting. Next up, we meet former athlete Jonathan, whose dad is dead. That's what he tells us straight away. He goes, I'm an athlete, I'm really hot, and I got a dead dad. I love Jonathan. Something about a large gap tooth man that I'm just like, oh, he's so sexy.
Yeah, he definitely has the look down of what a Hallmark person should be. Like big and broad.
The smile.
The smile, yeah. But again, I don't know if there's a lot of personality there.
No, not a huge amount. And I think that does come with being an athlete. Like, you're not allowed to have a personality if you're an athlete, I believe. So, yeah. Next up, we meet Isaac. We don't get his backstory just yet, but he's very cute. Then we get Parker complimenting Isaac's hair, which is he has very nice hair. And then we learn that he's a firefighter, which is perfect.
Yeah, he's a very good looking man, and yeah, who doesn't love a hot firefighter?
Oh my god, this whole show is practically the fireman calendar where they're holding puppies, but like in a show. And they actually do make them hold puppies in the next episode,
which is iconic. I can't wait to talk about that scene.
Oh my god, Isaac asks Parker how old he is. He's like, I'm almost 40. And they're like, oh, old man. We get occasional shady confessionals, but most of the confessionals are very nice. And they're like, oh, these men like seem to quite like each other, which is cute.
Yeah. And again, I don't know how much of that is them playing it up because they know the qualities of a Hallmark man, and like it would not really align with that if they were all cutting each other down.
True.
Yeah.
Then we meet Gage, which I was like, finally a gay. She's an actress from Texas. Gage is the villain of this show.
Is Gage gay? Is that confirmed?
Sure. No, I'm just making that up.
Are you just confusing like being vapid and awful with being gay? Like they're interchangeable? I mean,
absolutely.
It tracks, but...
Gage was giving gay villain.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think they actually ever do say he's gay, though, in the show.
They don't, but he tells us through not only the turtleneck, but the way he talks about going to acting school. I was like, honey, please.
I'm looking because I was a bit worried I'd forget who these people are. So I've got like the Entertainment Weekly introduction to all of them. And for Gage, it says he's worked as a swim coach and as a manny for 3
There
boys.
you go. There you go.
Gay.
Faggot. Oh my God. They noticed the stockings above the fire. So I love this little touch. This show's aesthetic is incredible. They've got stockings with their name on them hanging above the fireplace. And you just know that when you get eliminated, you have to take down your stocking. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Then we meet Daxton, who is the actual gay of the show, because there's only allowed to be one gay. I know, we love Daxton.
I love Daxton.
we meet Elijah and Hayden as well. Daxton's very cheeky.
Yeah.
He's from Kansas. Elijah tells us he's a singer and a rapper. We get a little yo ho ho ho. David, we meet David. David's very cute, from Vancouver. And Hayden is from Queensland. Let's talk about Hayden.
I'm just going to try to hold it in because I don't want to ruin what's coming up. But
No. At this moment, we just get, he's got a little twinkle in his eye, Hayden. He's just hopped off the bus from fucking bumfuck nowhere, Queensland. And he's like, this would change my life. I've packed up everything to come to Tinseltown to make it in the movies.
Yeah, he's just... again, I don't want to ruin it, but I feel like Hayden is a broken man. And I feel like being shot down like a few more times, he is going to be like on some like seedy gay for pay website. I can see that in his trajectory. So
he looks like a little like puppet or something. He looks kind of like one of those like Team America puppets or something. Like he's got a big bobble head.
He's a children's entertainer, and like you can see him like on High Five. Like he has that energy.
Oh
to
yeah. Blake, we meet now. Blake is the Southern man who's just accidentally rocked up on set, and he's like, "Hey, I'll give this a go." He's so gorgeous. I am so obsessed with Blake. Like, how can you not love this guy? He's like, I'm just a humble stonemason, like doing bench tops. He's giving hot Southern tradie, and I'm so in.
Yeah, he's the kind of character that like you'd see in one of these Hallmark movies. Like he's actually the character itself as a real person. Like this like humble, it's like Southern guy that works on the farm, and like he's that.
Absolutely. And it's like he's the underdog, right? So we're all rooting for him because he hasn't got the acting experience, but heck, you don't need it if you got a lot of heart. Yeah, it's very cute. Hayden's already getting on the booze. They've just rocked up. He's like, yeah, let's get into it. Ezra is so hot. Ezra walks in and I like had to pause the show because I was like, I had to quickly just Google who this was. He's been in the Navy, so you know what that means. He can drive a boat.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing it could mean.
And he's also been a model, and the rig is rigging.
Insane. This person hasn't seen a carb in years, I'm sure.
No, and that smile, like, but also he's so wholesome to the point where I'm like, this is when I started like going from ha to this show to like, oh no, I'm like so in on this show.
Yeah.
it was Ezra just being so goddamn sweet.
Yeah. No, he is next level.
Our campus Christmas host, Jonathan Bennett, arrives. Paul, do you think he looks sexy with his hair pushed back?
Yeah, he's a very good looking man. You don't?
No, it's a fucking line from Mean Girls.
Oh,
He's Aaron Samuels.
sorry, I'm a bad gay. I forgot.
What? I thought you.
No,
were gonna
I know
fall for
he's
that
Aaron.
one.
I know he's Aaron Samuels, but yeah, I forgot the line. Sorry.
Look, he embodies Hallmark need Jonathan Bennett more than he needs them. I think like he's
Yeah.
giving diversity, but without giving any diversity because he is just like a good-looking white man.
Yeah.
Did you watch the show? It was like Real Gays of WeHo or whatever, which his husband was one of the cast members of.
Oh, I didn't watch it. No, it had the guy from Canada's Drag Race in it, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. It had Brad Gorevsky. It had Todd
Brad
Frick-Hall,
Gretzky, yeah.
and it flopped so hard because guess what? All of these people are toxic. Actually, Brad was all right. He was the only person that you left the show still enjoying. But Jonathan Bennett's husband is like, oh yeah, they're the gays that like they say they're really like, you know, monogamous and living this faux het lifestyle, but then like they're the first one to like offer you G in like a nightclub, and you're like, hang on, what?
Yeah, we saw you from across the bar.
It's very that they're giving Sydney gay energy. It's the prize. So the prize is a leading role in a Christmas movie. And then he goes, "Can I get a ho ho ho?" Which was giving RuPaul forcing the Drag Race Down Under contestants to say Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I was like, this is feeling very like that. Like there's a little tiny gun to their heads.
Yeah.
So the mini challenge, which is also known as the festive face-off, that starts. It's like some sleigh bells. This one, I'm like, what the fuck? So this is where they start throwing all the terms at us.
Yeah.
Christmas movie all about heart and star quality. So that's what we're looking for. As a Hallmark hunk myself, says Jonathan. So he's just like throwing all these words at us, and I'm like, yes, I'm buying it all. The writing is stunning. Elijah tells us about his family, which was kind of boring. Parker wants first dibs on the rooms. We never see their sleeping quarters in this house. What's that about?
I like to believe they're all in one big bed.
Oh my God. Yeah. That is so cute with those marshmallow pillows.
Yeah. And they were just like spinning all night, and it's just so wholesome.
So let's go with that.
Yeah.
They definitely act like that's what they're doing throughout the day because they quickly fall in love with each other. Okay, so the first festive face-off is an ugly Christmas sweater challenge. Hence today why I'm wearing this hideous sweater. David is up first. Oh, and then we meet, what's her name? The Michelle Visage of this season walks in. What's her name?
Yes.
Melinda. Fuck.
Apparently she's a big deal in the whole.
Yeah, she walks in and they're all like, whoa. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Like, do you think these guys actually watch the Hallmark movies? Because they acting like it's a big deal when they're meeting these Hallmark stars. And I'm like, do these guys really watch this shit? Like, surely not.
Well, again, it's giving Drag Race Down Under when they're like, and today's guest judge is Peach PRC. And they're all like, oh my God. And I'm like, no one knows who that is. So David is up first. He's very sexy. He's an aerospace engineer. But he tells us that doesn't mean he's good at crafting. They're all glue gunning shit onto ugly sweaters, which was so funny. Isaac is one of...
It's giving Lala Ree.
Oh, it's absolutely giving Lala Ree, the hot glue gun of it all. Her name is Melissa Peterman. Melissa Peterman, of course, huge star. How did I forget? She walks in.
I mean, she was on Reba. Like, how could we not know that?
Sorry. I'm glad she's there each week. I actually am obsessed with this bitch. Like, from the jump, she's just like in control of the show. She gives hilarious little bits. Like, she was a perfect casting choice for this role.
Yeah, I actually think she's super charming. I liked her.
Oh, I'm really into her. So, of course, the gay just covers himself in glitter. I was like, girl, calm down. We get it.
He should have just like got tinsel and written like fag on the jumper.
He pretty much, and they'll be like, how is this special to you? He's like, well, as a fag, I wanted to showcase my culture. You can't argue with culture.
Yeah. He's allowed to do it. So
exactly.
Yeah.
They strip off as well. I love this show is like aiming to be so wholesome, but every single episode they find a way to make them take their shirts off. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I've noticed. I'm not mad at it. I support it wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly. First up is the cowboy Blake, who just everyone is already like so in love with this guy already. Elijah goofs it up with like an asymmetrical sweater. I thought that was clever, just chopping an arm off.
Yeah. It looked so stupid.
So bad. This is when he tells us that he has been on Hamilton, the musical on Broadway, for like the last 5 years. And they're all like, oh, and then we get all these shots of the other guys being like, oh, she's a trained musical theatre actress. What do you think of the Hamilton
What do you
reveal?
think of that? Yeah, what do you think of that as a career trajectory from like Hamilton, touring Hamilton? Do you feel like this is a massive downgrade, or do you think this is a reasonable next step in your career?
Oh, I think it's completely reasonable. But you know my thoughts on musical theatre. But I just think Hamilton is not for me either. But like, hey, there's talent there. I think Elijah is like clearly a talented actor compared to some of the rest of these guys.
100%, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But for some reason doesn't make a good reality show contestant. I don't think he's like interesting enough or something. I don't know. Besides the Hamilton thing, it's like, what have you got?
Yeah.
I need more.
And I guess that's the hard thing about this show is like most of these guys are like family men with family at home. There's no romance element to this. So it's just like a bunch of nice guys being friendly to each other. Sometimes doesn't make the drama, like it doesn't bring the drama.
But it's also refreshing. I can't think of another show, where like predominantly straight men are like A, competing for an acting gig, and B, like being wholesome and Christmassy with each other. It's so weird, but it's it feels not real. Ezra does this like blue steel look, and I like slipped off my seat like, fuck.
Yeah, it's just not fair that someone looks like that.
Looks like that, yeah. He's got the arms out. Clever girl. Parker makes a bow tie, which is really bad. I was like, oh, Dad, that's daggy.
Yeah.
Gage does a very she struts her stuff down that catwalk. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's giving like cruise ship entertainer. Don't you? I can imagine Gage being on a cruise ship.
I totally see that.
Jonathan is so gorgeous. He tells us he's a mama's boy, which I'm like, and Melissa is very into Jonathan.
Yeah. I like how openly thirsty she is. I appreciate it. I relate to it.
It's great. I love as well how they bring Hallmark fans into the show later on as well. And here's some Hallmark fans. And it's just thirsty, middle-aged white women that are like, oh.
Yeah.
Like they literally just, it's amazing. It's so good. Daxton is very camp. She slays it with the thing. And then this moment sent me, Jonathan Bennett starts crying because Daxton is like, as a part of the LGBTQ community, and Jonathan just like at those acronym letters, he just starts crying.
Because Daxton was like, sometimes, people think I'm a bit much. And then Jonathan's like, listen to me right now. You are never too much. It's like
That glitter on your face, that is not too much. That is the right amount.
Yeah. Cover yourself in glitter and suck as many dicks as you want.
That's amazing. It's what Christmas is all about.
Yeah.
I died. David had wings on because, aerospace. And Isaac did like a cute tinsel trim with a picket fence, which was very cute. Melissa was like so wet. And then when she found out he was a firefighter, she was just like, all right, well.
Yeah.
Now
that's when we find out the backstory of his family's roof getting burnt, and that's why he became a firefighter.
To which at this point I'm like, okay, they're giving us a little bit too much backstory. I think Isaac might be in trouble. Yeah, I think Hayden, this is where we first learn about the dog. And don't worry, this is not the end of it either, but this is where we first learn that Hayden has gone through a horrible separation, and we never hear a thing about this woman that he's separated from. She's just a bitch. But all we do care about is that through the separation, he's no longer able to spend time with his beloved dog.
And he's in full hysterics over this.
I've never seen anyone cry. Melissa starts crying. Melissa's like, can I get a hug? Melissa's like, come on, come here. Everyone is so moved by this. It's incredible television.
And I had a weird reaction to this that I don't think I've ever had before in my life, where I was simultaneously laughing at how stupid it was and also crying. I've never had that before. Like, I was like, this is fucking dumb. As if you'd be in this much like emotional distress over this. But then also I was crying. So I don't know what that means.
I had the same response. I was like, this is dumb. But then also I was like, oh no, I get that. I want to know more. I want to know what he did, why they broke up, who this person is. It's very odd.
Do you think he cheated with a guy? That's my prediction.
Probably with Gage.
Yeah,
when they were on a cruise ship.
That's in my head canon anyway.
Yeah. yeah. Jonathan thanks them all for their biceps and sweaters. And Isaac is the winner of the mini challenge, which is cute. Then we get a lovely confessional from Blake where he's like, I'm no fancy fashion model. I haven't walked in Paris Fashion Week. I'm just Blake. And I was like, oh, kiss me. Hayden is still emotional about the dog. This is where I got a little bit concerned. I was like, we need eyes on Hayden. They're like not even in front of the judges anymore, and he's like still upset. But I thought the guys were going to be like, this guy's a fucking psycho. But they're all like being so beautiful and kind. He can pretty much cry on cue just thinking about this dog, which is going to get him far in this competition.
And I think it created like a moment of bonding with him and Daxton, which was quite cute. So yeah, I wonder if that extended out to anything else.
Maybe. Then we get the first star quality challenge or maxi challenge, and it's a meet cute, but with a twist. So it's two guys, one girl, and I'm like, oh, I've seen this kind of film before.
And the writing in that scene is actually not far off. And the performances were not far off of the scene that you're talking about.
It's giving MMF, and I'm fucking here for it.
Yeah.
The leading lady is the very talented Erin Cahill. Woo!
I love Erin.
Superstar. Melissa's still there too. Melissa needs to be involved in every challenge, which is great because she needs to give her hallmark advice, and she needs to be there just in case Hayden needs another hug as well.
Yeah.
Hugs. Isaac has an advantage. So this is weird. So you win the mini challenge, you win an advantage in the maxi challenge, which I like. But then sometimes the advantages are like quite strange. This one, he gets to choose the pairs for the MMF threesome shoot. And he picks David and Parker, Ezra and Jonathan, Elijah and Gage, Hayden and Daxton, Isaac and Blake. So he picks Blake for himself, which is strategic because Blake's told everyone that he's not confident in acting. So I was like, I see you, girl. They only get 15 minutes to learn this script. That's wild.
Yeah. I couldn't do it.
No, fuck no. I was a little bit like, that's kind of mean, but also, you know, that's Hallmark, baby.
That's show business.
Exactly. Isaac and Blake practice, and this is where we learn that Isaac may be gorgeous, but he's so terrible at acting. Like, so bad.
Yeah. I mean, so many of them are terrible.
But Isaac was like particularly terrible. It made me uncomfortable watching it. And even with this porno script, like, yeah.
Yeah, I love the cringe. I live for it. So it's like, yes, be terrible. Yum, yum, yum.
Nom, 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 nom. So Parker and David are up first. So the scene is like, oh, we've just two straight men at a wreath-making workshop. Excuse me?
My buddy found his girlfriend here.
Me and my buddy get up to all kinds of stuff around Christmas. Amazing. I thought I'd come and try my luck too. So wild. So then it turns out that they have to like try and fuck the wreath making like teacher. Which I'm like, well, that's very inappropriate.
Yeah, power imbalance there. Actually, my question to you, what do you think's worse written, the Drag Race acting challenges or Finding Mr. Christmas acting challenges?
Stop. That is such a good question. I think the Drag Race ones are worse. I don't know. I think this hits the brief. Like, this is, they obviously have access to the Hallmark writers and they're just writing Hallmark scenes. So it's like accurate. I think the Drag Race ones, I never quite know what they're going for. The quality of it seems to just change every year. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
But I think they're very like, you could compare them to each other. I think they're
in
both
the same
terrible
universe.
in their own special way. I would like them to swap writers for a season and see what happens.
Sure. That would be an improvement for Drag Race, I reckon. Getting some Hallmark writers on there. Jonathan and Ezra are up next. Jonathan was quite natural. Host Jonathan was loving Jonathan. Elijah and Gage are next, and then it's just chaos. Like that scene wasn't working for me. But it was kind of rom-com. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see what they were going for, and but it just didn't quite hit the mark.
Yeah. Then we get Hayden and Daxton. So these two have a cute little buddy mance. And Hayden kills. So this is where we learn that, Hayden's got some comedy chops. Throwing that ribbon away was, and I love every time Hayden does a scene, they always cut to host Jonathan being like, looking at Melissa being like, did you see that? This guy's a genius. It's amazing. And all he did was like threw some ribbon.
But also,
like,
did you find that Hayden and Daxton actually have a lot of chemistry? Like, I would see a rom-com of those two guys without the girl, and it would probably be a lot better.
Yeah, she was not needed. She seemed very much like she was ready to be like, oh, no, I've got to go. And then they're like, what do we do now? We're all horned up. Whoops.
Yeah.
This was camp. It was funny. Last up is Isaac and Blake. This was so hard to watch. Poor Isaac.
Yeah. This is where he was like going at like a snail's pace, right? Like he was trying to give some like gravitas to everything he was saying, and it was just it was painful.
Yeah.
But in an amazing way.
Then we hit the main stage, which this set is incredible. It's like Winter Wonderland set. They didn't hold back at all with the Hallmark budget. Gage is panicking. This is when we kind of start to learn that Gage is quite insecure.
Yeah. Which, why would you be if you look like that? But, you know, what?
So I think Gage is easily the least attractive in my eyes. I don't know if it's the personality as well, but something about his look. It's because he kept telling us how good looking he was, and I was like, all right, that's not very Hallmark.
Yeah. No, I get it. Like his if he had another personality with that exact look, he would be very attractive. But yeah, I can kind of see why that would be unappealing.
Because it wasn't in like a Joe from F-Boy Island way where he's like, I'm hot and I've got a big dick and I like to fuck. Like that's hot confidence.
Yeah.
This is like, he's like a sassy, like twink being like, I'm hot and I deserve everything because I'm hot. It's like, oh no, I don't know. It didn't work for me. Anyway, we learned that the shining star of this week is Hayden. Woo.
Aussie, Aussie.
Exactly. Very proud moment for Hayden. David is in trouble, but is safe. And so the bottom two who will be lip syncing for their lives is Isaac and Parker. I was shocked that Parker was in the bottom, but he's a bit stiff at this point.
Yeah. His scene was like a nothing burger of a scene.
It was, yeah. To no one's surprise, Isaac is sent home, which was devastating because he was so gorgeous, but also like, yeah, we all saw that scene.
Yeah. Like imagine having to sit through an entire film of that, which is what they're competing to do. So
exactly. Episode 2 is called Mr. December. I think this is my favorite episode far, or one of. It's very, very good. 9 guys remain. Parker and David are chatting. They're so happy to be safe. We get these little scenes. I love when they do the like, oh, hey, could you fill up my hot cocoa, bro? And then like someone walks into the kitchen like, whoa, there's a Hallmark greeting card. I'm like, oh my God, I love this show. The mini challenge is an epic rap battle. Because they have to wrap gifts. So yeah, trigger warning for anyone that's not interested in gift wrapping, because it's pretty hectic. So they all have to like pick random stuff from under the tree of all various shapes and sizes and like conceal it. What did you think of this mini challenge?
You know, it's a scene of people wrapping presents. So, as interesting as that can be.
But we did learn here that Gage's mum is a professional gift wrapper.
Yeah, Eddie's like,
which I was like,
smash it. She's taught me all the tricks of the trade.
Gage is too confident. She's always throwing out there, oh yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if she just made that up. But anyway.
Yeah. And then when you see how he actually does the challenge, it was great.
It was abysmal. Hayden gives us a shady confessional finally, and he's a bit like, oh, Gage said his mum's a professional gift wrapper, but blimey, look at that gift. I was like, rattlesnake noise. Melissa Peterman, the Michelle Visage of the season, enters to critique the gifts. Fuck, she's good. Dax, David, and Elijah are the tops. Oh my God. And then we get the sled moment. So they unwrap the sled and Daxton is like, I just want to be a dad so bad. And of course it's like cue the waterworks.
Oh my God. That did make him a bit less attractive to me, that scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's got like a weird nose job thing going on or something as well. Daxton.
Oh, I think he's adorable.
I think he's very cute.
Visually, I'm all here for it. But yet another, is it possible to get like a cute, wholesome gay that also doesn't want to destroy his life by having kids? Like, is that too hard to ask?
No,
But
I think he's playing hard. He knows what Hallmark want. He's like, yes, I'm a filthy fag, but I'm going to balance it out with a parent storyline for some wholesome points. It's good on him. It's playing hard.
yeah, slay.
Yeah. Elijah starts singing, which I was like, oh, please don't do that. Like, yeah, no.
And they loved it. They were creaming themselves over it.
They were like, a Broadway performance in the Hallmark house. They loved it. Parker talks more about his son.
Yeah.
Sure. Hayden also wants to be a dad. I'm like, all right, guys, calm down. We get it. It's the dad Olympics. But then he's like, so passag to the ex-wife. He's like, oh, but, I guess I can't do that because, I had my whole life ruined, Vanessa, when you stole my dog. Couldn't even keep the dog together. Like, it was very that. Like, he's like talking to her through this show by being like so squeaky clean, wholesome.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for her to come out of the woodworks with her side of the story.
I want an Instagram live from her just like going off.
Yeah.
Like, he's a cheater. Like, please do that. Okay, the Maxi Challenge. This was so good. This is the photo shoot Maxi Challenge with two thirsty as fuck Hallmark superfans. I love these women. They've given them suitable amount of like white wine to like get them all razzed up. This was heaven.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So good.
We start with Gage. Oh no, sorry. Gage has tickets on himself. He's like, I'm photogenic. I know my angles. I'm like, all right. Talking a big game there, buddy. The Tyler Hines arrives and all the men and women are positively wet for Tyler.
Yeah. Who doesn't know Tyler?
Exactly. Elijah gets 5 extra frames as his prize for winning the mini challenge. So they start this photo shoot and it is very wholesome. It's just like on the porch, whatever. They give them some Christmas props. Then they're like, now lose the shirt. I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, oh, okay, great. We are doing this. So first they like lose the shirt. Then they're like, all right, bring in the puppy. And everyone got like a different puppy. It was like I was uncontrollably laughing, but also like living. It was a joy, a joyous moment.
Yeah, who doesn't love incredibly hot shirtless guys hugging puppies? It was just pandering so much to us. Please pander more. I want to be pandered to.
Those women were like, their brains were like exploding from too much like stimulation. Blake is first. Blake is more than happy to whip his shirt off. He looks like he genuinely chops wood. Like, very hot. Cowboys and puppies. Ah, man. I can't stand Gage. It's like, he goes, he has this line. He goes, when people see my face, they just think, oh, it's just another hot guy. And I'm like, no, Gage, no one's thinking that. Like, what? Like, he's trying to be like, his Sookie storyline is that people judge him because he's hot. Nah, shut up.
Do you know actually what energy he has is Patrick Bateman? Like, he's giving American Psycho.
He does. On a cruise ship performance. Yeah. He's terrible. He loses the shirt, but it's like awkward. These faces he does with the puppy, I was like, no, make it stop. Anyway, Dax. Gays know how to direct a photo shoot. Dax gets a very cute puppy. It's cute. The dog kind of ruins Jonathan's photo shoot though, because Jonathan's like, I've done modeling, I'm confident, blah, blah, but then he gets this dog that just wants to bite his hands.
Yeah. But he's also doing stupid poses where the dog can go a bit rogue. So,
Yeah. I think he was thrown by the dog. Like he was uncomfortable. And then that showed. Parker's like,
well,
I've got
a true
this.
Hallmark man has good relationships with their dogs. So,
Of course.
it's one of the qualities.
It's part of the qualities. It's the hidden task. Parker slays it because, you know, he's a model. Mind you, they didn't whip Parker's shirt off, which I was devastated about. But he still did well.
Yeah. Maybe they just thought he was too old and no one wanted to see it.
Oh, have you seen it? It's nice.
Yeah, I know.
Elijah gets his extra frames, which, look, he's going to need because he kind of fucks it up as well.
Yeah, let's put a giant turkey hat on or whatever. It's awful.
At this point, I was like, is the mini challenge cursed? And if you win the mini challenge, do you go home? Like, I was very ready for that because he was bombing bad. Then Ezra comes out and, oh my God. Like, the cuts to the women and they are just like, they sniff his shirt when he throws it over. I was like, I was these women. Like, yeah, it was you and me standing there being like, I cannot believe Ezra did not win this. I thought he totally had it in the bag, but hey, that's just me. David royally fucks this up, and he's a very good-looking man, but he just is really nervous and uncomfortable in front of the camera, and it showed.
Yeah, his pictures look like he's like holding in a fart. That's the expression
he's
on
like
his face.
I know, and he's not comfortable. Yeah. Anyway, then we get Hayden, and trigger warning for Hayden: dogs will be present on set.
But the thing is, he doesn't get a trigger warning. They fucking like spring it on him for maximum emotional impact. Oh my God.
He can't handle it. He starts to cry and everyone breaks down and it's like, wow. And then we get like intercut with like montages of the dog. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Again, and again, I had the exact same reaction of like laughing and crying at the same time. Because
I was like,
like you can see how genuine he is. Like he is devastated about the fact that he can't see his dog anymore. Like,
and everyone around him takes it so seriously,
broken.
and they're so sincere. Yeah. It's very like American. Yeah. Like, yeah. If you tell an American like that something is serious, they'll be like, oh yeah. They'll be like, oh, I know. They're never going to question it.
Yeah. Whereas in Australia, we're like, oh, fucking get over it, mate.
If you told this story on an Australian reality show, everyone would be like, fuck off. He would be sent home. They would be like, what a fucking wuss. Like, get over it, mate. Pull your socks
It's not
up.
like the dog's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
What did you do? People would literally get thrown out. Okay, so the judges and the thirsty fangirls deliberate. Elijah's in trouble. He didn't slay. Gage is fucking delusional. Like drag queen levels of delusional. It's like we're in Untucked at this point and Hayden is still crying. But he bonds with the boys. The boys just love Hayden. It's very sweet to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, he's a like you can see why. And it's probably like a bit of a special thing to have an Aussie there as well, I feel.
Yeah, it's cute. Back on the main stage, the winner is Parker, which I was shocked by. I mean, obviously we weren't there and he's a professional model and has been for some time. So I'm sure he would have just really impressed everyone with that on set. I'm sure like all of the photos were usable because that's, you know, a model. But did you see Ezra's photos? Come on.
Yeah, I certainly did.
Yep. Gage and David are in the bottom. I love that they put Gage in the bottom just to really rile her up.
Yeah.
And we get these evil gay confessionals from Gage where she's like, I look over at David and I'm like, That's a piece of trash right there. Those photos are terrible. My presence was undeniable. Sorry? Tickets on herself. Anyway, but sadly, David is sent home. I thought David was very sweet, but yeah, not made for this universe.
No, and he's got a lovely, engineering degree to fall back on. He doesn't need this. It's fine.
No, he doesn't. I wish
Wasn't
him
for
well.
him.
No.
Yeah.
Episode 3 is called Falling for You. 8 queens remain. The guys are worried about Dax, though, because this is where we get, out of nowhere, this, like, medical emergency. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it was quite fun how they did this. They're all holding their mugs, like, hanging around the fucking Christmas tree drinking cocoa. And then it's like, oh, my God, Dax has been rushed off to hospital.
Yeah, I was so devastated when this came up. I was like, there's no way that if this wasn't something that eventuated into him leaving, they wouldn't have put this in. So at that point, I'm like, he is going to go home, and I don't want him to go home. I love him. I
know. Do you think, just tinfoil hat on, do you think they were like, we need to take the faggot out? He's been in 2 episodes. So that's enough.
They knocked his eye out.
Yeah.
Look, it's a possibility. Jonathan Bennett's like, there can only be one faggot on set. Take him out.
Or do you think he got jizz in his eye from Hayden?
Hayden's. Actually, that actually tracks. And I like that one. So yeah, let's say it was that.
It can be fatal. Have you ever had jizz in your eye? It's bad. I'm always like, aim for the tits. Anyway.
Yeah.
Gage is, of course, the only one that's happy to see Dax go. Gage is such a bitch. She's like, well, it's a competition. So I'm like, this is someone's health. How dare you?
Yeah. Yeah.
But someone has to be the villain. I'm glad it's Gage.
Yeah.
So this week's mini challenge is anal. No, it's they have to untangle. They have to untangle Christmas lights. So this was so great. I love the setup on this challenge was quite a lot. They had these like heavy weights covered in tangled Christmas lights, which is such a great visual. And then they had to like hold it up, which was like heavy. It was kind of like a Survivor challenge.
Yeah.
What did you think of this one?
Yeah, it was good. Like it gave the guys an opportunity to show how strong they were physically, which is another, part of being a Hallmark man. So, yeah.
Well,
I was here for
it. The main quality required is untangling Christmas lights. So they do it. I love that Melissa just seems to join whenever she wants. Like it's never like at the start of the episode or at the start. She literally always just joins like halfway through a challenge. I'm like, I love this diva. Like, is she just in the trailer being like, no, I'm still finishing my Ziggy. Like, I'll rock up whenever I want. Have you noticed that? She literally just rocks up halfway through a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's literally no reason why she can't be there at the beginning.
No.
Like,
she goes to Hayden. Is it true in Australia the lights get tangled in the other way around? I was like, oh. She's got the best lines.
Love that.
There's more medical drama. Parker cuts himself and there's like blood everywhere. It's like the show is intense.
Yeah. I was surprised they actually showed the blood, actually, because a lot of other reality shows like blur it out when that stuff happens. But, they know that, people that are watching this show want to see the blood dripping down his hands.
They do. It drags on a bit, this challenge. I was like, all right, we get it. Gage and Elijah win, which I was like, boo, not the villain. And Blake tells us that he hates losing. He wants to step his pussy up for the next mini challenge.
Yeah.
The star quality challenge is ice skating. And fuck me, this was good. They had this huge elaborate set with like an ice skating setup and like a little, I don't know, popcorn stand or some shit. It was like very a Hallmark.
Yeah.
But there's more to it. And this is where they introduce these secret challenges. And we were like gagged. I was like, the Drag Race producers need to start doing shit like this. Like, this is so good.
Yeah.
Such good reality TV to have the challenge, but then also some secret hidden camera shit going on where it's like, we're going to test your like morals and values.
Which, like, it's pretty dubious if these things actually did test someone's morals and values.
What do you mean?
Because,
I thought it was perfect.
Because, like,
Gage?
you know, there was two different options. One, you could either have a skater fall in front of you and they had to see if you'd help her up or not. And then the other one was a guy knock skates off of his stand and if you would help him put the skates back up.
Yeah. No, this was perfect. I loved this so much mainly because we get to see Gage outed as a complete fuckwit. So everyone gets a script. The mini challenge winners get a bit more time with their script and on their skates, which is cute. Then the rest of them get their scripts, blah, blah, blah. We see Gage rehearsing in the house and it's so funny. He's like delivering the lines with so much purpose. Jonathan tells us that it's all about leading with heart and that heart is the most important quality of a leading Hallmark man. And these traps they set up are so good. So Jonathan freaks out again. So Hayden just does these little improv bits like with the jacket. And Jonathan again is like, oh my God, this guy's a genius. Did you see the jacket? You saw the jacket? Of course, Hayden passes the congeniality test with flying colours. We all knew that. The judges are frothing.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't quite make sense because as far as I could see, it wasn't raining or snowing. So why she needed to have the jacket on her head didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. And then it also created like a real issue with the blocking and the filming of the scene because a lot of the times we were just watching the back of a jacket instead of a person.
Oh, you just know they shot this in like the middle of summer as well. And it's like, they're all just like overheating in their turtlenecks. It's so good. Jonathan didn't find the camera, but he had so much heart. So, you know, that's all good. But of course, we get to Gage. This is so awkward. Like, ice skater goes down and he's just like, oh, yeah, hey, happens to the best of us. And it's like, ooh. And then it's like, the music changes and it's like, what? I can't. Didn't even help her up.
Because I'm like literally the most uncoordinated person on earth. And I know if I was in that challenge, all I would be stressed about is falling over myself. So I know if someone fell over in front of me, I would not be able to help them up because it probably would have ended up in us both on the ground. And I'm kind of wondering if that was the case with him or if he was actually just a cunt. I don't know.
He's actually just a cunt. That's the story I'm sticking with. Blake is very sweet. Doesn't have so much like acting ability, but he doesn't need it because the charisma is there. He flubs one line, but like picks it back up. Of course, he's a gentleman. Ezra is also a gentleman, but there's not much chemistry between Ezra and the leading lady. You can tell he's quite nervous at this point. Yeah. Don't you think? He's like overthinking it a bit. Yeah. So on the main stage, the winners are, or like Elijah and Parker are sort of up there. Hayden did really well. But the winner is Elijah. So he's finally found his feet in his competition. He's doing a good job. I kind of thought they were going to give it to Hayden again, but I like that they are sharing the wins. It feels very Hallmark.
Yeah.
Jonathan didn't find the camera, but then they're like, but you've got heart, and that's the main thing. So I love this. It's like they out Gage in front of everyone in the main stage. Jonathan is safe,
I
though.
can't. Yeah, I can't think of another reality TV show that eliminates people for being a terrible person. Like usually,
there needs
it's
to
like
be more
you
of
haven't.
them.
Yeah, it's usually like you didn't have this skill, you weren't able to achieve this. But this was literally, we're eliminating you because you're awful.
Yeah. Well, he played it all wrong. Like, even in his confessionals, he was so rude. He was like mean to the other contestants. Like, that's not what this show is about, mate. Like, read the room. Anyway, Ezra gets put in the bottom as well, though, with Gage. And I was like, no, not my baby. He needs to be protected. But of course, we were never going to see that happen. And Gage finally goes. And she is like so shocked. He's like, he basically says, he breaks down. He's like, I don't know who I am anymore. Now that I've been kicked out of this competition, he literally has like an identity crisis in front. And they're all like, oh shit. And Melissa's like, well, good luck with that.
Imagine finding Mr. Christmas causes you to have an existential crisis. That's wild.
Incredible. Truly incredible. All right. We've made it to the talent show. Episode 4. This was amazing. There's 6 left. Holy shit. What a talent show. Like, I loved everything about this episode, start to finish. It was perfection. What did you reckon?
Yeah. Just like the Drag Race talent show episodes. This really is just Drag Race, isn't it? We've had a design challenge, an acting challenge, a talent show. Yeah.
So much better.
Do you think we'll get a musical?
Yeah, it's like a Jonathan Bennett musical. Oh my God.
Or a makeover. They'll get some like schlub off the street and they have to make them into a Hallmark man.
A Santa makeover. That could be next. I don't know. We've still got half the season to go, Paul. Anything's possible. Ezra has woken up and he's, a bit sad. He's in the bottom. I was like, I'll cheer you up, doll. But it's time for the festive face-off. This obstacle course was so legit. Like, they really said, let's spend all of the money. We get more Hallmark superfans. And it's
one of them's a gay, right?
Yeah, I believe there was a gay, which we loved. They're all about diversity.
Of that representation.
Yeah. This was kind of epic. I like they had these big marshmallow things, and was that a different one? No, this was the one, the Tough Mudder one, where they had to chop down a tree. Yeah,
and then carry it through the obstacle course. Yeah.
Amazing. Ezra Tough Mudders the shit out of it though, which is good, and wins the mini. It was very hot to watch Ezra chop down a tree in seconds.
100%. Chop me down.
Chop me in half. And poor Hayden chose the worst tree. Fucked it up.
That's his story. I think he might just be weak.
His twiggy little arms.
The
talent show.
He's definitely a twink.
Oh, yeah. The talent show was so fun. The boys all joke about their talents. They're like, blah, blah, blah. Blake is like, I'm going to keep my talent a surprise. Which was a good move, I thought. And there's a live audience. So this was such a gag. They rock up at this hall.
Yeah, it's like a church hall.
But the set was so good. It was giving Hallmark movie with the set dressing and everything.
But it was like a recreation of the stage from Mean Girls.
Yeah, it was like the Mean Girls end of holiday talent extravaganza. Someone should have done the Jingle Bell Rock like thing in a little sexy.
I think if they just went one step further, they would have got sued. So they had to stop.
True. She doesn't even go here. There's a live audience. Ezra starts with this incredible rollerblading bartender thing. Oh my God. Look, this man, like, it's kind of daggy, but he's so committed to it that he pulls it off. And I'm like, I found it really sexy. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, like those short shorts he was wearing. Sign
did the
me up. That was
splits.
giving Jonathan Bailey Wicked Press Tour leg moment.
Yes, the
Loved
legs
it.
were legging. He's just so sweet. He
Yeah.
can do no wrong in my eyes.
Mhm.
Then, shock surprise, we get like further trolling from the producers. Not only is this a talent show, but some bitch from E! News is here and you get a surprise interview just as you come off stage. This was perfection.
Like, I don't know if you've watched much E! News, but they're not usually on the attack like this girl
No.
was. She was
They
out
told
to
her-
get these boys.
They told her
Yeah.
like make this really hard. It was great.
Yeah.
Ezra played it well though because he did fuck up an answer, and then he had the opportunity to redo it because he won the mini challenge, and it totally saved his ass.
Yeah.
So good on him. Well played. Parker shows us how to fold a fitted sheet.
I fucking hated this. I hate
Which sums up
this.
it sums up Parker. It was clever. Like the idea was clever because, you know, his audience is like, you know, older women that are going to see this and be like wet themselves. So it's like, I get it, but it wasn't an entertaining performance. I did like him in pajamas though.
Yeah, I just think it's like it's feeding into this kind of idea that straight men, if they do the bare minimum, they get applauded for it. It's like, I can fold a sheet.
Yeah.
And I think that is worthy of being put on a TV show, have all these people in a room watching me do it, just because I'm a straight man that can do something that fucking a million women do. Like, I hated
Paul,
this. I hated it.
Are you suggesting that the patriarchy made its way into a Hallmark reality show? How dare you?
I actually am, yes. But yeah,
We love to see
it just
it.
was boring. It was boring. It was straight
shit, yeah.
privilege.
And then he didn't
Fuck
even get it.
this. Yeah.
He wasn't even good at folding the fitted sheet. He like fucked it up.
Yeah. There should have been instant elimination. Like, fuck.
Oh,
fuck
I'm not gonna
Parker.
lie. I'm very attracted to Parker. So I
Yeah.
still, I don't know. Like, I mean, I love an older man. And anyway, he gets read for filth in this interview as well. Like, she does not hold back.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he keeps mentioning his wife and kids.
His wife,
And
and
then-
she was like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
"Oh,
If he
wife and your
mentioned
son."
his wife one more fucking time, I was going to get a knife and stab myself in the neck. And
Yeah, she said that. It was amazing. I love this woman.
and like and her reasoning was like, people watch Hallmark movies for like an escapism, and they want the guys to feel available to them. So if they're constantly talking about their wife, now I don't know if that's a legitimate like criticism, really. Like,
No,
how
I
many
loved it, though, 'cause-
heartthrobs have girlfriends? Like, and
No,
that
but
people
I
don't
was
give a
thinking,
fuck?
I was genuinely thinking the same thing. And I didn't think that they would say that on this show because I thought it would be too thirsty or something. But then when she was like,
Yeah.
stop talking about your wife, I was like, thank you. I was thinking the same thing. Give us the illusion that you're available, you know?
Yeah.
Got to play it smart. Jonathan does some flips and jumps on stage and takes out a Christmas tree in the process. This was like,
And-
the safety team needed to be on call for this.
Yeah, and like he failed the last jump like 4 times, and then that was the end of the show. Awful.
The setup wasn't appropriate. Like, he couldn't, because it would have been great if he got to actually do a high jump, but he was like,
Yeah.
you couldn't do it on that stage.
Yeah.
Poor thing. The interviewer tells him, well, you fucked that up. And he's so good. He does not flinch. He's just like, yeah, I did fuck it up. But do you know what? Like, Christmas spirit. And he just like fully rises above. He plays it so well.
Yeah.
He does the opposite of what Hayden does. So Hayden is next, and Hayden does this magic show thing. He's got the audience like eating out of the palm of his hand. It's very like, I don't know. I remember going to the Port Fairy Folk Festival as a child, and there would always be like children's entertainers that would do shit like this, but it was great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He has charisma.
He has a lot of charisma. He held the whole room, did really well. There was like one tiny bit that didn't quite work out, but I still thought he saved it well. And then the interviewer trolled him for it. And then he just like straight up lies. And he's like, no, that was how it was meant to go. So that was funny. But then I love that he's such a good person that immediately after he does that, he's like, oh, I've just been racked with guilt. I've lied to this interviewer. I need to tell everyone about it. And he like breaks down.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
It went against my moral code.
Oh, amazing. Elijah raps, and it was terrible. But of course they loved it because it was like, yo, 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 ho, ho, ho. Like they were all so into it. Interviewer loves him too. Blake's secret talent is about to be revealed, and wait for it. He's going to flirt with a granny on stage, which is smart. The judges are like, this is smart. Know your audience. He's like, I need a beautiful young lady from the audience, and then pick some like old woman. I'm like, oh, come on. We all know that gag.
It actually was very like, it actually felt like a scene from a Hallmark movie, which I thought was actually very clever. Like you could put that talent show in a movie unchanged and it would have worked.
As you say, though, like Blake is the character seeping into this show. Like it's the real thing. The interviewer wanted to fuck Blake so bad. And I was like, same girl. He's hot.
He knows how to flirt.
Very, very good. Flirts with the interviewer. They deliberate. And she can't stand Parker talking about the wife and it pretty much sends him home.
Yeah.
On the main. Blake continues the flirting with the interviewer like on the main stage as well. It was so good. Yeah. And he's like, fellas, if you told me that I'd be on this Hallmark show flirting with beautiful women, I was like, oh my God, he's such a dumb baby. I love it. So Parker is about to be sent home. And then they're all like, so Daxton went to hospital. We've got kind of some wriggle room here. If you guys want to be like, I don't know, the nicest, coolest, most Christmassy guys ever, you could keep Parker in. Or, I mean, you could just let him walk out. Make your decision now. It was so evil, but I loved it.
Yeah.
What would you have done?
100% kept him because it was obviously a test of their characters. Like, they would be fucking stupid if they let him walk out. Even if you wanted him to walk out, you would never have let him walk out. But it did look like they were genuinely like upset about him leaving, and they were emotional about their like being able to bring him back. Like Ezra was in tears, wasn't he? He was like had tears rolling down his face.
It was a beautiful moment. Well, it's because he doesn't want to lose his spooning buddy in the big bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so Parker stays with us, which is gorgeous. It felt correct. And it felt like what needed to happen on this show. You know, Gage is like turning in his grave. He would have been like, get rid
do you
of
think
it.
that actually that's a good question. If they had the same dilemma for Gage, do you think they would have let him stay?
Nah, they would have been like, see ya.
Yeah. Bye, bitch.
Bye. Well, yeah, they could have done that as well, but they didn't. So amazing. Yeah. The producers love Parker. He's got the Hallmark thing down.
Yeah.
Dad,
I mean, there is the possibility that, you know, there's obviously going to be a winner, but I could definitely see these guys seeping into other Hallmark movies down the track. Like, what's stopping them from doing that?
I think Parker's definitely going to be in a Hallmark movie. Maybe not lead, but like definitely. I know he just already looks like he is. Yeah, I think a few of them will. Jonathan, I can see in Hallmark movies, Hayden, like, yeah, everyone that's left, they're all going to do it. But yeah. So, Paul, are you excited for the second half of the season?
I cannot fucking wait. Like, this show has come out of nowhere and like has stolen my heart. I hope that there's lots more Hayden crying over dogs.
I feel like you might be right.
Yeah. And I want some of the bromances to flourish into actual romances as well. So if it goes in that direction,
there's still time. I want
and I would love
version.
I would love Daxton to make like an appearance at the end, like with an eye patch, and like everyone's happy to see him and everyone's crying.
God.
If that happens, I will actually cry. Like, so.
But he's also got like crutches for no reason. Just like,
yeah,
like
tiny. He's the Tiny Tim.
Oh my God. Well, Paul, we did it. We got through the first 4 episodes of Finding Mr. Christmas, and we'll be back very soon to cover off the other half.
So keen. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, doll. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to The Cringe is Real with me, Sam Cremian. If you would like to support the show, rate, review, share, and tell your friends about it. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the show notes.